Welcome to Behind the Keys. Let me start with a question for our listeners. When was the last time you asked a client not just what they can qualify for, but what they can truly afford? Too often, buyers focus on the mortgage approval number and think they are set, only to be surprised by property taxes, insurance, homeowners association fees, maintenance, and unexpected repairs. Today's market demands that we, as real estate professionals, go beyond the surface numbers. It is not enough to push clients toward the maximum loan. They need guidance that balances financial reality with lifestyle goals. In this episode, we will explore how to have these conversations, uncover hidden costs, and elevate our approach so that our clients make decisions they can sustain long-term. Think about the last time you walked a client through total affordability. What did you learn, and what could you improve?
You are exactly right, Amy. Real affordability goes far beyond principal and interest. I always start by helping clients visualize the total monthly outflow, including every possible cost, and stress test their budget for scenarios like rate hikes or unexpected expenses. My approach challenges traditional best practices in the industry because guiding clients responsibly sometimes means saying no to what seems attractive in the short term. By breaking down the real numbers and educating buyers on the full picture, we build trust and position ourselves as thought leaders. For real estate professionals, this means using multiple affordability tools, localizing market data, and framing conversations around long-term sustainability rather than just closing deals. The goal is to empower clients to make informed decisions and to elevate our role from transactional agents to trusted advisors.
I love that, saying no to what seems attractive in the short term. That takes real courage, doesn't it? Because in this market especially, it's so easy for buyers to get swept up in the emotion, the urgency, and just want to get something. They see that pre-approval letter for, say, $500,000, and they automatically think, great, I can spend $500,000.
Exactly, Amy, and that's where the disconnect happens. The bank is assessing their ability to repay a loan based on income and credit score. They're not necessarily factoring in that extra $100 a month for HOA or the unexpected burst pipe. It's our job to bridge that gap. I've seen too many clients become house poor because they bought at the top of their pre-approved budget and suddenly every other aspect of their life suffers. That house poor term is so apt. I remember a client, let's call her Sarah. She was so excited, first-time home buyer, and the numbers she qualified for seemed incredible to her. We found a beautiful place right at the top of that range. But when we sat down and I started breaking down the property taxes, which were pretty substantial in that area, and then the estimated utilities, plus it was an older home, so I talked about a maintenance fund, her face just fell.
It's tough, right? You want to see that excitement, but you also have to be the voice of reason. How did you handle that with Sarah?
Well, I explained that it wasn't about scaring her, but empowering her. We looked at her current spending, her lifestyle. She loved to travel, go out with friends. I asked her, do you want your new home to feel like a cage that keeps you from doing the things you love or a foundation that supports your ideal lifestyle? It really resonated. We ended up looking at properties about $50,000 less, and she found a place she absolutely adored, knowing she could still save for a vacation every year.
That's a fantastic way to frame it, focusing on lifestyle goals. It shifts the conversation from what can I afford to what kind of life do I want to live in this home. For me, I often bring up the unexpected repairs fund. It's not something people think about until the furnace quits in winter or the water heater explodes. And those aren't small fixes.
Oh, absolutely. The what-if scenarios. I've started suggesting clients set aside 1 to 2% of the home's value annually for maintenance and repairs. It sounds like a lot, but when you break it down monthly and explain that it's for those bigger ticket items or even smaller consistent things like gutter cleaning, HVAC servicing, it makes sense. It's proactive rather than reactive.
That's a solid benchmark. And it ties into what I mentioned about stress testing the budget. What happens if interest rates go up on their adjustable rate mortgage, or property taxes get reassessed higher? What if they have an unexpected medical bill? Having that buffer, that maintenance and emergency fund, isn't just about the house, it's about overall financial resilience.
It's so true. I think one of the biggest challenges for us as agent is bringing up these uncomfortable truths without sounding like we're trying to talk them out of a sale. It's a delicate balance, but I've found that when you come from a place of genuine care, clients actually appreciate it. They feel more confident, not less.
Definitely. It changes the dynamic entirely. Instead of being a salesperson, you become a trusted advisor, a consultant. I often pull up local data for property taxes right there on my tablet. We look at the history, potential increases, and I encourage them to call a local insurance agent for an actual quote, not just guess. And with HOAs, we dive into what those fees cover, if there have been special assessments, and the financial health of the association. Transparency is key.
That's smart. Bringing in other professionals is crucial too. I always recommend a really thorough home inspection, and then we sit down with that report and I ask them to mentally put a price tag on some of the bigger suggested repairs or upgrades. Even if they don't do them immediately, knowing they'll eventually need a new roof or an HVAC replacement helps contextualize that ongoing maintenance fund.
Absolutely. It's all part of painting that full picture. And a lot of buyers, especially younger ones, are so used to renting where everything is just one monthly payment, plus maybe utilities. The idea of suddenly being responsible for everything can be overwhelming. We need to prepare them for that shift.
Exactly. They think about the rent payment they're currently making and assume their mortgage payment will just replace that. But suddenly, there's no landlord to call when the dishwasher breaks. That responsibility and the associated costs fall squarely on them. I often walk them through a hypothetical monthly budget, line by line: mortgage, taxes, insurance, HOA, estimated utilities, then a miscellaneous home fund line item. Seeing it all laid out, especially when they're tracking their own spending, can be a real eye-opener. It's about empowering them with information, not just dictating. And I think that's where the thought leader aspect comes in. We're not just showing houses, we're providing a comprehensive financial education related to one of the biggest purchases of their lives. That reputation, that trust, it leads to referrals, repeat business, and a much more satisfying career for us, wouldn't you say?
100%, Mr. Cham, it absolutely does. I've had clients come back to me years later thanking me for making them buy a little less than they thought they could. They tell me they had a medical emergency or one of them lost their job for a few months, and because they weren't stretched to their absolute limit, they navigated it without panic. That's the real win, isn't it?
That's the ultimate success story right there. It's about securing their future, not just closing a deal. And it also helps us avoid clients who might regret their purchase later, leading to potential issues. It's a win-win strategy. We protect our clients, and in turn, we protect our own business reputation.
Absolutely. It filters out those potential problems before they even start. I think another key point is to tailor this conversation to different types of buyers. A first-time home buyer will need a much more detailed breakdown than, say, someone who's downsizing after owning several homes. But even experienced buyers can forget about things or underestimate current costs.
That's a great point, Amy. Customization is critical. For a seasoned buyer, it might be more about current market conditions, specific tax implications for a new area, or how certain types of homes, like a condo versus a single family, have different cost structures. For first-timers, it's foundational education. But the core principle remains: understand the full financial commitment. And the language we use too. Instead of saying you can't afford this, it's let's explore what truly feels comfortable and sustainable for your long-term goals. It's about guidance, not judgment. It's about asking, what does financial peace of mind look like for you in your new home? That reframing is powerful. It makes the client an active participant in their own financial planning rather than feeling lectured. I find that when clients are involved in uncovering these costs, they own the decision more fully. They don't feel like you're imposing limits. They feel like you're helping them define their own.
Exactly. And it builds a foundation for a truly ethical practice. We're not just transactional agents, we're educators, counselors, and long-term partners in our clients' financial well-being. It's an approach that not only benefits the client, but also brings immense satisfaction and professionalism to our own work.
Couldn't agree more, Amy. It's about playing the long game, building a reputation for being the agent who truly cares, who thinks beyond the commission, who ensures clients are happy and secure years down the road. That's invaluable in this industry.
So to our listeners, I hope this conversation has prompted you to think about how you approach affordability with your clients. Are you just scratching the surface, or are you digging deeper? Are you empowering them for long-term success? It's a shift in mindset for sure, but one that will undoubtedly elevate your practice and foster stronger, more trusting relationships.
Absolutely. Take the time, use the tools, educate, and empower. Your clients will thank you for it, and your business will thrive because of it. It's not just good practice, it's essential practice in today's market. Thanks for having me, Amy.
Thank you, Mr. Cham, for sharing your invaluable insights. And to everyone tuning in, thank you for joining us on Behind the Keys. We hope this episode has given you actionable strategies to guide your clients toward true homeownership success. Until next time, keep those keys turning responsibly.